Welcome to part 3 of the beginning series. Now you're going to see some big jumps. If you don't remember that this video is intended for raw beginners, you're going to be horrified by what you see here, because it will change once we get to the next level, whatever you call the level beyond beginners. I call it the yellow belt level, using a karate analogy. The level just beyond the raw beginner white belt level. When we get there, some of this, matter of fact most of it, is going to change. But for right now, it's suitable for beginners. Enjoy. In our last video, we discussed that there is safety in bidding to the level of the fit. Might not always make, but you're not going to get hurt badly, and it is preemptive and sometimes can stop your opponents from finding a game of their own that they're cold for. Even if you go down a little bit, it's okay, and you won't go down a lot. Here your partner is opened a spade and your right hand opponent has passed, and you have 5 of your partner's spades. This is a situation where you can jump directly to game even though you have only 6 high card points in your hand. Heck, I'd do it with 0 high card points in my hand if I had 5 or 6 spades. That's a very preemptive jump to game. But in this case, you're going to go ahead and just go cruising right on into a game in spades. Now let's take a look and see what that does. This particular instance, give me just a moment. It takes a moment to do this. You got to turn hands on and okay it. There you go. Okay, so partner actually has a pretty good hand here. Let me get this out of the way for you. There you go. Let's see, 5, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And if you count that stiff queen as 2, that's 18. Either way, it's going to value out to 18 or 19 high card points because of the shape. So it's good. Now, what do your opponents have? Look at all those clubs that they've got. And their diamond suit is good. So they're going to fool around and find something if you don't keep them out of the auction. Are you going to make the king's offsides, king of spades? Let's see, you got 2 losers in diamonds. You're going to lose a club. Probably going to lose a heart and a spade. So you're not going to make this, but it's not going to be horrible either. Anyway, that's the way you have to look at it. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one of these. See if I've got one here. Okay, in this case, your partner is going to open a diamond, I guess. Let's see, 4, 3 is 7, 4 is 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, not quite enough for a 1-no trump bid, playing 15 to 17. So we're going to go ahead and let partner open 1 diamond. And your right-hand opponent, partner's opener's lefty, doesn't have much to say. So he's going to pass. And it's your turn. Now, partner opened a diamond. You don't have any spades or hearts to speak of. Certainly not 4 in either one of them. Your clubs are meh. Your high card points are all in the diamond suit. And look at this, you've got 7 of them. This is enough to make a preemptive jump to game in diamonds, the minor suit. And you really want to do this because you want to keep lefty out of the bidding if you possibly can. Don't get chicken and bid only 3 or 4. Be aggressive. Go all the way to 5. Now what's poor West going to do? Not much you can do, is there? He's really stepping out now if he's going to double. because he doesn't know what his partner's going to do. So this is kind of how this works. You're not always going to make your contract. Matter of fact, a lot of the times you won't. But you're not going to get hurt badly, and you could be keeping them out of a good partial or even a game. Sometimes even a slam, but that's rare. All right, let's see what happens next. I think that's the end of these. Just wanted to give you an example of how that worked. Oh no, we've got one more. Okay. So partner's going to open this a heart. Let's okay that. And now your right-hand opponent is got a Duke over there. D-U-K-E, Duke, like the Duke of Earl. It's an amazingly good hand in the overcall position, the intruder position, the butt-in position. So let's see, 4, 8, 9, 10, 14 high card points. You haven't learned quick tricks yet, but I'll count them for you anyway. Ace, ace, ace is 3, and the ace queen adds another half, so 1, 2.5, 3.5 quick tricks. That's pretty nice. 14 points, 3.5 quick tricks. He's going to be in the pitting, so let's give him an overcall of 2 clubs. So what are you going to do? Well, you're kind of off the hook, aren't you? Your right-hand opponent has bid a suit. You know, it's the same as if he doubled, same concept. And you don't have to bid. And you only have 3 points. Probably going to live because clubs are a similar situation, but in this case there's been an intrusion with an overcall of 2 clubs. You have only 3 high card points, which happens to be the king of clubs, but you have 6 lovely hearts to the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I think that might be helpful to your partner who has already stated that he has at least 5. Are you going to want to let them find any fit that they might have in a game that they may have, or at least a good partial, or run you ragged and maybe double you? Let's make it tough for them to do anything. Why don't we just go ahead and jump right to game in hearts and let them figure out what in the world is going on. Care to see what it looks like? There you go. Well, partner had a pretty nice hand. 3, 6 in hearts, and 4 is 10, 11, 12, 13. And it turns out partner has the 4 spades that you were worried about East having. But still a good bid. Look at all those clubs. Look at those diamonds. They're in good shape if they want to compete. But they're not in really good shape to double you for penalty. So you might just get away with playing 4 hearts undoubled. Wouldn't that be nice? Don't get there slowly. In other words, don't go 2 hearts, 3 hearts, and then 4 hearts. You're going to get doubled for sure if you do that. Be aggressive. Go right to 4 hearts, just like you did with 5 clubs. Who's the dealer? Ah, West is the dealer. And West will pass. Well, North is going to open 1 heart. East doesn't really have a call other than pass, so that's what he's going to do. Your turn. Now, notice this is a little bit different. If you just look at your hand, you see a whole bunch of high card values there, just at a glance. So you're not going to be making any kind of a preemptive jump here. But let's just count points. So starting with spades is 4, plus 3 in hearts for the king is 7. Queen jack of clubs is 3 more, so that's 10. Queen of diamonds is 12. And you have primary 4 card support for your partner. Would you like your partner to be playing the hand in hearts? Probably. Is your hand going to be of a lot of value in terms of your partner being able to rough anything with those extra hearts of yours? Not really. This would be kind of a lovely 1 heart, 3 no trump bid if you're a bit of a gambler. Might work out well. But we don't want to do that, because when you get to more advanced levels of an understanding of bidding theory, we have other uses for bids like that. For right now, if you were to do that, that would be acceptable. Certainly you don't want to go 1 heart, 2 no trump, because even if you don't play that as conventional, you actually have more than the values for that. So you'd be understating your hand. Well, let's just kind of be lazy so we can go off and get a cup of coffee while partner plays the hand. And we'll just go ahead and jump to 4 hearts. Now, if you happen to be west and it went 1 hearts, 4 hearts, would you be able to distinguish between this hand of yours and the hand that you had before, where you had 6 hearts and nothing? No. No, so your poor opponent is stuck. And if he asks you, you can say, well, it's either this or that. Actually, he won't ask you, he'd ask your partner. Because your partner's in the dark too. Your partner doesn't know whether you have one of these jump to the level of the fit hands, preemptive, or whether you have a lovely hand like this one, where there's potential if he's got extras for slam. For right now, if he had, let's say your partner had 20 points in his hand and opened a heart because it was correct, according to his hand. Can't see yours, you can't see his. But all of our partners always have their bids, just as we do. So, if your partner was holding that monster, 19, 20, 21 points with 5 nice hearts, maybe a singleton or a doubleton somewhere, he might just consider going to slam anyway on his own. Might be just 1 heart, 4 hearts, 6 hearts. And let them try to double that. Let them try to find a lead. You've given them nothing to work with. It's an old rubber bridge auction. Kind of love rubber bridge, and I sure wish it would come back. But I digress. Anyway, let's take a look and see what partner's actually going to do. We're going to unlock this thing. Get a little faster at this. My fingers would actually hit the button. There we go. So partner's got 4, 8, 9, and 5 or 14. Your partner's not going to slam with that collection, but the odds are pretty good. He likes your bid. Might play better in 3 no trump. Who knows? But you really don't want to do that. So you're going to be in 4 hearts. Undoubled. They're not going to be able to compete. They're not going to know to double. So we'll see what happens. May make, may not. I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's not the focus of what we're doing here. Next hand. Who's the dealer? Oh, West is still dealing. Okay. West gets to deal a lot. And West is going to pass. And North is going to open a heart. One heart. Even teachers have bad habits. East is going to pass. And it's, whoops, did I open a spade? Let me undo that. Pardon me. I'll look at what I'm doing. Fat fingering it all the way here. Try to hit the heart thing. There we go. And pass. All right, now we got it. Your turn. Let's see what we got here. 4 high card points in hearts, 5, 6 for the clubs, and 4 is 10 for the ace of diamonds, and 3 is 13 for the king of diamonds. So that's a full opening bid in terms of high card values. So you're well above the limit raise. You're in the maximum area. Again, we're 4-3-3. You'd kind of like to be able to just bid 3 no trump with this hand. But let's not. Let's just support our partner and bid for hearts. And again, poor West is going to be stuck. Let's see what you ended up with here. Fat fingering it again. Sorry, guys. There. Oh, looky here. 5-5. With 5-5, come alive. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. Now, guys, as I count these out, understand that there is no proper or right way to do this. Whatever way works for you is the right way for you. So I just look at this thing and say, ooh, look at this. I'm 5-5. Ace, queen of hearts, ace, king, jack of clubs. Nice. 1 heart. Okay, and your hand fits pretty nicely with it. Notice that if we had bid 3 no trump, we'd be in trouble because there's no stopper at all in the spade suit. But look also what happens to poor West. It's gone 1 heart. If West had been in first seed, he might have taken an action, but he didn't get the, well, actually he did. He passed. I did that deliberately so that we could set this up. But sometimes West will bid something with that collection. But in this case, went pass a heart, pass 4 hearts, and now he's regretting his pass because he's not going to come in with 4 spades in this auction and take the risk of being doubled for a telephone number, which is what we call going down a whole lot, doubled. And it's a big number sometimes. 500, 800, 300, 1100, 1400, 2100. Oh well. I've gone for a few numbers in my time, and guess what? So will you. It's part of the game. Try not to do it if you're playing rubber bridge. All right, let's see what's next. Again, West is the dealer and will pass. And your partner is going to open 1 spade. Righty is going to pass. Looky here, looky here. 7, 14 high card points, and primary support in the spade suit. And look at that lovely singleton diamond. That could prove quite useful. So 14, not enough to really do any damage with this in terms of just going directly to slam. So let's just go ahead and bid our game. You folks that are more advanced, I told you that you would be aghast at some. Get the idea, so let's see if we have another one in here. Okay. North is going to open this hand, 1 spade. And East is going to pass. And there you are. 4 and 3 are 7, and 4 is 11. And if you count the King of Diamonds, that'll be 14. This is kind of funny because the King of Diamonds could count as 3, or because it's a singleton and you have primary support, you'll learn that it could get some support values. But you can't do both. So the funny thing is that it's going to work out to be this pretty much the same either way. So let's just count the high card values. So 4 and 3 are 7, 4 is 11, 12, 13, 14 going left to right. 14 points primary support for spades. Oh, what do you think we should do? Well, I think a proper thing to do would be to jump straight to the spade game. And that puts West on a terrible guess. And let's see what he's got. I'll go ahead and open this up. Oh my goodness. Not much over there, huh? Well, West is probably going to go ahead and pass. And does your partner want to go slamming with that hand? Yeah, I don't think so. And East can't go anywhere, so it's going to end up in 4 spades. So if you think that this is not a good way to run a railroad, you're right. But you got to lay the track first. And that's what we're doing here. We're just giving you something to work with so that you can actually attempt to play the game of bridge while you're learning. Won't be too terribly long before we refine these methods so that you're not getting into contracts you can't make or failing to get into contracts you should be in and should make. But that comes a little later. Please be patient. I've been at this for close to 40 years, and I still learn something every time I open the bridge bulletin and read columns. Or I renew my mind with things I should have known and never quite got the right idea about, but revisiting it is useful. So it's a long process, it's a fun process. I encourage you to stay at it. If you get past the first couple of rounds of lessons and you're not enjoying it, then I urge you, quit! Quit spending your time and your money on something that you're going to hate. Because if you don't find it fascinating and challenging and fun in the first few courses that you take, you're never going to. It's just going to be drudgery. Take up golf. You know, see what it's like to walk around in the trees and the weeds for a while. Go ahead and continue to work through all of the videos in the white belt section. When you're have completed that, go on to the yellow belt section. We will consider you a white belt graduate, and you will eventually get to the next set of videos for intermediate students or yellow belt level students. You can punch and kick. You can't quite do a crescent kick or a back fist yet, but you're getting the hang of things. See you then.